this year after.
Every time we get here to the bash at the beach, I think of the formation of the New World Order. But we're far removed from those
glory days.
3-man. Yeah, who's the third man days. We are now at 7/11, 1999 at the Great American Bash. Josiah, what happened?
The Cat with Sonny Ono defeated Disco Inferno. It was a match. Let's see. Rick Steiner, who is the World Television Champion, retains against Van Hammer. United States World Title match. David Flair with Arn Anderson, Asia, Charles Robinson, Ric Flair, and Torrie Wilson retains against Dean Malenko in a 3-minute match because David Flair can't wrestle. Elimination 8-man tag match. The No Limit Soldiers, which is B.A., Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., and Swole with 4x4 and Chase. Defeat the West Texas Rednecks, which is Barry Windham, Bobby Duncan Jr., Kurt Hennig, and Kendall Windham.
I want to complain so bad. 4x4 and Swole. They're not wrestlers. They're bad. They're just masterpiece friends.
Yeah.
B.A. is Brad Armstrong, so he's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm trying to figure out who B.A. was.
This whole show so far is just bad. Like, okay, continue, please. Let's just knock this crap out.
Yeah. Let's see. Interesting stat. The match guy rating 1.44 based on 8 votes. Just for fun. Let's see. We had a Junkyard Hardcore Invitational match.
Lots of guys got really hurt in this match.
Yeah, I would assume so with that name. Anyway, the guy who won was Fit Finley. Basically, think ECW guys. Those are most of the people in this match. All right, next.
Have you ever watched this match?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad. Love Finley, though. Finley's the greatest. Let's see. WCW World Tag Team Title match. 3-on-2 handicap match. The triad, which, as we recapped in the last episode, is Bigelow, DDP, Canyon. Retained against Benoit and Saturn. All phenomenal talents. Love to see them get 23 minutes to really do their thing. As I flip to the next page here, we got a boxing match, dude?
Why are we doing this?
A special guest referee, Mills Lane, who I don't even remember.
Oh, have you ever watched Celebrity Deathmatch?
Probably.
The Claymation show? On MTV?
Oh, it was that guy.
That's Mills Lane. He's the referee in that show.
Yeah, I do remember that guy. Yeah.
He's bald.
Didn't know his name. I probably should throw that out there, but I remember the face.
I figured it just seemed like something you would have seen in pop culture.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Because they even had a video game in PS2.
Yeah, they
on
did.
PS2.
They did. My friend owned that game.
Yeah, but yeah, he was the
Claymation
referee. But he was. I think he was a real life judge, or maybe he was a fake real life judge, like Judge Judy,
that kind of judge.
Yeah.
So it's like you are the father type.
Yeah, that type of gimmick. But that's what got him cast in the role of Claymation referee.
Works for me. Good for him.
And then they brought that to real life because WCW makes decisions.
WCWs. Let's see. Buff Bagwell with Judy Bagwell defeats Roddy Piper.
At least he's not on a pole.
Not yet. With Flair in this boxing match went 6 minutes, which is probably 7 minutes.
Oh, I just realized why I don't like this.
You just realized why you don't like this?
So I've named every one of these episodes. You can see it in the thumbnail. You can look and you can figure it out. Well, I just looked at the name. Did you look at the name of this timeline or this episode?
Pre-Vince Russo. Okay.
Yeah. So we're building up to Vince Russo being revealed on TV.
Oh boy.
Yay.
Right, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah. And then last but not least, we have a World Heavyweight Title Tag Team match. Nope, I didn't say that wrong. That is a World Heavyweight Title Tag Team match.
I didn't like it when...
Well, that's great, because it only gets better. Let me read out the match before you set it on fire. So you got Randy Savage and Sid Vicious beating Kevin Nash and Sting. Keep in mind, Randy's entourage is out there. And then I guess somehow, some way, Randy Savage is world champion by winning the match.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say anything you just said, and because of that, I need you to remind me something you said earlier because I'm blocking out all of this trash.
Yeah.
Who did the Jersey Triad take on?
Benoit and Saturn.
In the main event of the Bash at the Beach, we're going back to the Tried and True Classic from 1996. Bring your three best, and we'll bring our three best. The Jersey Triad is in the main event. DDP refuses to defend his world title. He says, I worked too long and too hard for this. I won a 1 hour long match to win this title. I'm not defending it at the Bash of the Beach. The only way I will defend this title against you, Bret Hart, is if you and your team of three can defeat me and my team of three. So Bret makes a three-man team. He brings on Chris Benoit, also Canadian, and he brings on the man of 1,000 holds, also a great technical wrestler, Dean Malenko.
I honestly thought you were about to say also Canadian. I'll be like, no.
Oh, no. Okay. I was saying there's another connection to the team.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
I got you.
So Brett forms a team that mirror him in different ways. Right?
Okay.
One is his Canadian mirror. The other one is his technical mirror, if you will.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm following the logic now.
But let's be honest. Sorry, I'm struggling here. Let's be honest. We're in a bad time. We're in a bad time.
Life is tough.
So nobody cares in that booking committee. Nobody cares that these guys got talent. They look at Chris Kanyon and they're like, I just don't see it.
That's because he's gay.
He don't know who put those tapes in that box. They look at Bam Bam Bigelow and they're like, this guy? He was in the first Survivor Series. He's washed up. We don't care about him. Dean Malenko, he's short. My point is, clearly, it is present that the people behind this... Okay, forget them. I'm booking this thing. I gotta stick to that. I gotta forget about this crap that they did. In our main event, we have a great wrestler in Bam Bam Bigelow. We have a great wrestler in Chris Kanyon. We have a great wrestler in Diamond Dallas Page. And they take on a great wrestler in Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, and Bret Hart. But the thing is, the baby faces are baby faces, and the heels are heels. So these heels, they cheat. And DDP, he defeats Dean Malenko, which prevents Bret Hart from challenging for the championship. And, Page is quite pleased with himself.
As he would be.
You know, Bam Bam and Kanyon go on to win the tag titles the following night on Nitro.
Forgot the name of the show for a second.
I'm struggling, man. All of this trash that's being...
You remember who your tag champions are at this point?
I don't. But I do know who is going to be challenging Kanyon and Bam Bam at Road Wild. So let's talk about Road Wild so that I can book. Oh God, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go. I hate Sturgis. It's not a wrestling crowd. It's guys on...
Listen, Bischoff was big in the motorcycle.
I know.
Or hogs, which you can't say it anymore. But, so the show started off with a 6-man tag match. It was the Filthy Animals, which is Eddie, Kidman, Rey Mysterio Jr., very talented group of people.
Did I tell you what I wanted to call them?
What?
The Filthy Dirty Animals. That way everything can be FDA approved.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
And they defeat the Deadpool, which is a faction or group or trio I completely forgot about, which is Shaggy 2 Dope, Vampiro, and Violent J with Raven.
I was about to say, do you know the final guy in the group? But you said his name, Raven.
Yep. And I'm like,
actually, he's not even the final guy. There was another member that...
There was a 5th member?
the Great Muta was a short time member of the group because ICP wasn't always wrestling, so the Great Muta he popped in occasionally.
Okay, and filled the gap. You got it. They were called the Deadpool.
Yeah.
They're trying to capitalize on Deadpool popularity at this point. What's
Well,
I remember.
You know, Raven is a big comic book fan.
Yes, he is.
Like he wore the Sandman T-shirts when he was feuding with the Sandman. And I'm sure it came from Scott Levy's mind. He was like, "Hey, I like this.
Hey, here's a dope name." I was like, "Whoa, the Deadpool! That's awesome, man! No one's ever heard of that." Which, to be fair, in the '90s,
it's a lot like how the Road Warriors were in a faction with King Kong Bundy, Jake Roberts, and the Spoiler, and they were called the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Like if you knew what the Legion of Doom was, you'd know they ripped it off, and if you don't know, then hey, we got a cool stable name.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. But Deadpool is my favorite comic book character. I'm very well aware.
Oh, for sure.
All right, especially in '99.
Well, and the thing is, like, it's not like I didn't know that the Road Warriors and Jake and all the guys were ripping off DC. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I was big into DC comics. Who am I kidding?
I'm about to say, past tense, as I look at all these Batman, Aquaman comics, Justice League. Not a fan anymore, though.
I mean, there have been a few slip-ups here lately. It ain't nothing like this crap.
No. It's a completely different level of bad. Let's see. You got the WCW World Tag Title match, Harlem Heat.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I miss him. Really do.
Please tell me it was a good tag team.
Bam Bam Bigelow and Canyon.
Oh, yeah! Oh, thank God.
They won the tag title match. Title change. Harlem Heat are now the new tag champions.
Sorry, guys, but I ain't booking that match. I have a different plan in mind.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Especially since I just won it, a week ago in your world? Maybe 2? I think you said the week after?
Well, it was the night after Bash the Beach is where the Triad win, but at this point we're a couple days shy of a month that they've been reigning. So.
Got it. All right, fair enough. Let's see. Next up, you got a 6-man tag match. You got the Revolution, which is Dean Malenko, Barry Saturn, Shane Douglas. So many multi-man matches. This is exhausting. And then the West Texas Rednecks.
Do you know why it's exhausting?
Because I keep having to read them.
Motorcycle exhaust.
Hilarious.
Rev. Smoke.
Vroom. Man, wrestling all those fumes must have been exhausting. Barry Windham, Bobby Duncombe Jr., Kurt Hennig, and Kendall Windham. I'm just going to start saying the West Texas Rednecks, and I'm tired of reading them all out.
And they don't change, so it's always that same group.
Yeah, but I'm realizing that as I'm reading it.
Oh, for sure.
Then, the Revolution win. Then singles match, Buff Bagwell defeats the Cat with Sonny Ono, because as you do. WCW World, U.S. title match, no disqualification. Benoit defeats DDP to retain. Singles match.
I'm actually keeping that.
Yeah.
But, not for the U.S. title
right, yeah.
And in the lower part of the card.
Yeah, obviously. And then singles match, Sid Vicious beats Sting, because, of course, why not?
So.
Not done.
Man, we're not done.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
That sounded like a main event to you?
I was just hopeful.
Goldberg defeats Rich Steiner in about 5 minutes. Savage has a hardcore match with no extra people. Which, because he doesn't need it, because he defeated Dennis Rodman. In a 2.43 match on the match guide ratings, based on 6 votes. Because only 6 people wasted their time voting on this. And then, last but not least, WCW World Title match, retirement match. Hulk Hogan defeats Kevin Nash to retain the world title.
Let's just get to my timeline, please.
Go for it.
In the main event of this show, we have the ultra heel Jersey Triad leader, Diamond Dallas Page, defending against... I was actually wrong. He's not defending against Chris Benoit.
I kind of figured, but I was going to let you.
He's defending against Dean Malenko.
That's fun.
Because earlier in the night, Bret Hart, who's not allowed to challenge DDP, teams with Chris Benoit. Sorry, that's where my head got mixed up. Chris teams with Bret to take on the Jersey Triads, Chris Kanyon and Bam Bam Bigelow for the tag title straps.
That's a fun match too.
And so it's a fresh main event. It puts Dean Malenko in a position he's never been in before.
But it was very deserving.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Love that guy. We can still put Hogan in a retirement match.
Yeah, he's just losing.
I'm just kidding. I haven't booked Hogan since he lost the strap to Goldberg, so we're not booking him here.
Yeah, was that a year ago at this point?
We're at Road Wild. That happened at Sold Out, so no. It's about 6 months.
6 months. Okay, I was close.
Yeah, and that was January. This is August, so yeah, it was no, it wasn't January. It was January, February. Yeah. So we're like 6, 7 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. The point is, we haven't used Hogan in a while.
Right.
And again,
that's okay.
I'm not doing it in a slight to Hogan per se. I'm doing it as to make him more valuable when they debut the NWO in the WWF timeline.
Fed.
Yeah, in the Fed, exactly. But anyway, so to make Road Wild more interesting, like I said, I put Dean Malenko in the main event. That's a position he's never been in. I put Brett and Benoit in a tag team together, and it's going to be super sad in about very short order. But Benoit and Brett do not win the tag titles here. The Dirty Heels do Dirty Heel tactics, tactics and retain.
Can't believe it.
I'm gonna jump ahead and go ahead and let everybody know that Benoit and Hart do win the tag titles at Fall Brawl on 9/12/99. That's relevant because of something else that occurs. But we'll get there when we get there. Paige retains, of course, in the main event with Dean Malenko. So let's talk about the 9/12/1999 Fall Brawl.
Got it. So you know that match that opened the last pay-per-view? The Filthy Animals and the Deadpool?
I do.
Yeah, they did the exact same thing. No changes, no different people. It's the exact match. Same match. I think this one goes 2 minutes longer. That's it. That's the difference.
Sure.
So,
do you like ICP?
Yeah, he's cool. I can't say I'm a diehard fan or anything.
Yeah, I liked their I thought ICP was cool when they did the Oddities theme song.
That's fair, yes.
But I'm just shocked at how much love they have for professional wrestling. Like,
yes, I do appreciate that.
Yes,
I do have to say, especially because actually, to be fair, looking at them, they look like they'd be wrestling fans. And I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, but wrestling fans can be weird.
But well, here's one thing. So we have that insta friendship with wrestling. Yeah. But I've had plenty of other friends that way too. I was when I was in college, I was shooting this football game, right?
Right.
And there's this guy we were cleaning up. We were taking down the cameras. The game's over. And this guy says something about it being Vader time, and I was like, oh, we're instantly friends.
We're friends.
I was like, it turns out.
I see you want to be best friends.
Like, turns out, I was like, oh, we're friends now. Cool. I didn't know that before.
Who would have guessed?
But yeah, so.
Oh man, yeah, it's weird because like, there's very few genres where like, I'm sorry, you have a common interest with me? Yeah, we're automatically like you could be fans of comic books, but there's so many different variations of comic books that you wouldn't instantly be friends.
And there's also the part about the the inbuilt rivalry in comics that tends to be.
Are you a Marvel or are you a DC fan?
Exactly. You're like, oh, are you one of these people who think Superman's overrated? You are? Okay, let's just stop talking right now.
I never want to see you again.
Well, it's like, look, call me when you've read some good books because then we'll talk. But like, as long as you got that internet trash up into your head, we're
what's
good.
That you only watch the movies, you don't read the comics, you can't be friends.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not like that. I watch everything. So
I feel you. Well, and here's the thing: is like, I'll be your friend as long as you're not one of these people who's like
trying to force their opinion down my throat.
It's the only thing. I'm like, no. I can like lots of things.
Yeah,
it turns out
there's literally plenty of options.
Yes.
But yeah, so like with wrestling though, it's like, oh, you like wrestling? Yeah, we already are like a weird subsection of the world anyway.
Exactly.
That even like we can't ostracize each other.
What's so funny? Like I've never met in real life what is perceived on the internet that oh, I'm an AEW all the way, or you're a WWE all the way. Like every wrestling fan I've met. Now, granted, there are times when I think AEW is doing better or WWE is doing better, but in no time am I ever like, oh, I want this one to go down.
I absolutely refuse to watch. Like, when Vince was still running WWE, and I was like, I can't watch Raw, I can't watch SmackDown.
But you didn't wish for it to die, right?
No,
Yes,
definitely not.
exactly.
No, at no point in time. Yeah. I was like, I really love AEW. I enjoy watching AEW every week at that point in time. And I just can't watch Raw or SmackDown, so I'll just watch the pay-per-views, see what happens. I'll keep up with everything, of course.
WhatCulture.com.
Yep, What Culture or Cultaholic.
Yeah, Wrestle Talk, yeah.
Man, there's a lot of options.
Lots of options.
But yeah, so I always keep up with the shows, and then obviously Triple H came back. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm watching Raw and SmackDown again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, this has been great stuff. I love it. Like my hope and dream is that all wrestling does great, because that means more money for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It means more wrestling fans come in, which means I get to make more friends.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so easy. Like, the internet wrestling community is a lot worse than the actual community is, which is weird.
Yes.
But, you know, I guess that's the power of being anonymous. People
yeah, I think you're right.
But
let's continue on with Fall Brawl.
Right. So you got the World Cruiserweight title match, which we haven't had a couple of those in a while. Lenny, current Cruiserweight champion with Lodi outside, defeats Kaz Hayashi.
God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Well,
I feel bad for your Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, that's
like, don't get me wrong. Kaz Hayashi is a good wrestler.
Yes.
But Lenny and Lodi are working. Do you know what their gimmick is?
I don't remember the gimmick.
Oh, my goodness. So they are working a gimmick called the West Hollywood Blondes. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's Chuck and Billy before Chuck and Billy, and it's not
less
funny.
Successful too.
Yeah, exactly. Less successful, not funny.
Man, who would have thought Vince did that gimmick better than WCW did? I'm shocked.
I thought Chuck,
Billy and Chuck,
I thought they were entertaining. My only complaint with the thing is
the wedding.
No. I thought that was entertaining as well. No. My complaint is I thought they both could have been elevated higher than that position.
Yeah, just being where they were.
Yeah, and it's just like, like I always saw Chuck Palumbo like most of the Natural Born Thrillers when they come up in here.
When he looked at Chuck Palumbo, he had stars in his eyes. You actually should see him.
Well, Mark Jindrak, Chuck Palumbo, Sean O'Hare. I liked Johnny the Bull and Reno. They were okay, and above average Mike Sanders to me was just average Mike Sanders. But like I said, half of that group, Jindrak, O'Hare, and Palumbo, to me, world champions. Especially in a time where nobody's watching the show. Why don't we take a chance? But anyway, it's fine. Let's continue.
I'm glad we were able to deviate and talk about Daddy Ass and Chuck Palumbo for a little bit. No disqualification tag match. The first family, which is Brian Knobbs and Hugh Morris with Jimmy Hart.
You know what the first family is? It's a rebranded Dungeon of Doom. It's Jimmy Hart.
I kind of got that vibe as I saw Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart with Jerry Flynn, Hugh Morris, all these guys that Barbarian Ming. I'm not anti Jimmy Hart, but my goodness, it's like
it's not the 80s anymore.
Exactly, or heck, 70s.
Yeah, that's fair. They defeated the Revolution, which is Malenko and Douglas in this iteration.
It's basically the Radicals plus Shane Douglas minus Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the Radicals. Yeah, that's fair. WCW World Television Title match. Rick Steiner retains against Saturn. I'm sure it was a nice little 10-minute match. Singles match, Berlin with the Wall. Wow, they're so clever.
Do you know who Berlin was?
I don't know.
Alex Wright, Dos Wanda Kin.
Oh, they changed them to Berlin?
Mm-hmm.
Did they think they were funny?
I think they thought they were revolutionary.
Wow.
Again, remember, this is the pre-Vince Russo on TV era, but it's not the pre-Vince Russo in the company era. Vince Russo is in the back, and he's spitting out
making these clutch decisions.
He's spitting out some golden ideas.
Yeah. He defeated Super American Jim Duggan because, funny. And then, let's see here. You got your WCW World Tag Team title match. Harlem Heat retain. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I lied. I apologize. Harlem Heat regain the titles from the West Texas Rednecks. If you don't know who they are by now, just rewind the video.
Exactly.
So I guess the West Texas Rednecks won the belts from them on a random Nitro.
It could have been Thunder even.
Or, I apologize for forgetting about Thunder existing. But, yes, it could have been a Nitro or a Thunder. And then Harlem Heat just won them right back. So, great stuff. Next, you got a U.S. title match. Sid Vicious becomes the U.S. champion after defeating Chris Benoit. Because, sure. Goldberg defeats DDP in about 9 minutes. So, good for Goldberg. WCW World Heavyweight title match. Sting defeats Hogan. Big title change. I'm surprised Hogan laid down. Actually, now that I think about it, I know Hogan. He probably didn't. What happened to us?
Well, the thing is that Hogan did have respect for Sting.
Did he?
It's a factual matter. Like, so he walks in, gets the tipper tape parade, the red convertible, all that crap. And, you know, they were friends, both bodybuilders, both California. You know, it's a true story. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Hogan did treat Sting badly when
Much
he
like
came
he did
back.
everybody else.
Well, yeah, I was going to say when he came back from being in the rafters for 18 months. But, you know, it's not unlike Hogan to be nefarious. But, you know, they were legitimate friends. I'm sure they still are legitimate friends. Sting's just a nice guy.
He is a nice
He's
guy.
still friends with Luger and
Man,
freaking everybody. Like, Sting's
that's
just a
his
nice
greatest
guy.
weakness.
Exactly.
His kindness.
His kindness is his weakness. You're correct.
When he became the Crow, he should have just hated everyone like normal goths.
So, that's normal goths. I like that. So, in my main event...
No offense to the goth community, by the way.
Are we done to?
Yeah, that's it.
So in my main event, we're pulling a Bash at the Beach all over again.
Oh boy.
DDP refuses to defend his World Heavyweight title.
F defending his title.
But it backfires on him. I don't know if it's J.J. Dillon. I don't know who it is. Who's the power broker. Let's pretend like, actually, it's my world. I'm making it who I want. So, I've been bemoaning the idea of Rowdy Roddy Piper being in the ring. I think that when you have your hip replaced and you're struggling to do the damn thing, don't get in the ring. So I am going to have Rowdy Roddy Piper be the president or the figurehead player of WCW.
So GM, basically.
GM, yeah, whatever gimmick you want to put on there, commissioner, president, the GM, whatever. He's
Enforcer,
just he's
outlaw,
exactly,
etc.
yeah, the sheriff, if you will.
Oh yeah, was that Steve Austin's?
That was
Sheriff.
Steve,
Yeah.
But so Piper comes out and he says, "Oh, okay, you don't want to defend that world title? You got it. You got it. I understand." He's like, you came here to chew bubble gum and not defend your title, and you're not out of bubble gum. It's okay, I understand. But you know what you do got? You got yourself there a group. He's like, I like your group. That's a good group. I've been in the ring with Bam Bam. He's like, I see that Kanyon. He does some good stuff there. He's an innovator. I like that group. He's like, that's a good looking group you got there. I like it a lot. And he said, who better? Exactly, yeah. So Piper says, you know what we got coming up here? What we got coming up on 9/12 of 1999? We've got Fall Brawl. What do we do when we get to Fall Brawl?
I hope we brawl.
We have War Games. That's what we have when we go to Fall Brawl. So this Fall Brawl is the first in WCW history to not have War Games. It's true. But not in my world. In Mr. Super Oz's world, in this Wednesday Night Wrestling remix, Diamond Dallas Page, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Chris Kanyon must face off in War Games.
War Games.
They have to fight 2 teams. Not 1, but 2 teams.
Yeah, that's true. There's only 30 people. That makes perfect sense.
Team number 1 is Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Team number 2, Bill Goldberg's team.
Oh boy.
Stevie Ray and Booker T.
They're in Harlem Heat. I am mad at it.
So, the match plays out like this. Page says, I'm world champion. I refuse to enter that ring first. You can't make me. And Piper says, okay. He's like, I'm not going to make you. He says, what I'll do is if you or your team lose to Bret or his team, or Bill and his team, you must defend your title against whoever, them. And if you win, that's okay. You get to pick your challenger. And Paige says, but Bret's not allowed to challenge me. And he's I'm the sheriff here, aren't I? He's like, I'm overruled. Objection overruled.
Overruled.
So we start out War Games with Chris Kanyon in the ring. He's the first man out. The next man to come out is Booker T. So they have 5 minutes together. When the buzzer goes off, next up is the Crippler Chris Benoit.
Still a great nickname.
Him and Booker T have. Do you know how he got that nickname?
Yeah, I do.
He broke Sabu's neck.
Sabu's neck. Yeah.
Sorry.
Forgot about that for like just that split second when you asked.
Yeah.
It, and then I was like, oh yeah.
So Chris and Booker, they have themselves a big old chop off because they have them a best of 7 once again, but this time in a double ring. And Kanyon, he's out there. He's just popping in the popcorn. He's like, oh man, I'm there. Getting me a breather up in here.
Great stuff.
That's good stuff.
Ooh, that was a good shot. Hold on. You're just gonna take that? Give it back.
And so they go at it for I think 3 minutes. I think that after the first 5, it's 3 minutes.
After 5 minutes, 3 minute increments.
So next up is Bam Bam Bigelow. He comes in.
Big body.
And now we got 2-on-2. Chris and Booker, they're like, crap. What were we doing fighting each other now? So they're going at it against former tag champs because Benoit and Brett beat them.
Right.
So next up is Dean. Dean comes out next, and so now the babyfaces have the advantage.
Stevie.
Yes, and then comes Stevie Ray. From there we get
DDP.
No, he's last out, so it's got to be Brett and Goldberg. So it'll go Brett, then Bill, then Paige. Everybody's in the ring. Ding, ding. The match beyond. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out who was in the ring and what's going on.
Yep.
Anyway, 2-ring chaos, submission or surrender.
Cage being thrown into submissions, elbows,
Yeah.
diamond cutters, sharpshooters.
Absolutely. So the match ends like this. Bill Goldberg spears Chris Kanyon. 1, 2, Bam Bam breaks it up. Because, I want to.
Okay.
I like Bill, but I don't want him to win. So, Booker T scissor kicks Bam Bam. There's no pinfalls. So yeah, that's what happened. So Bill hits the spear. Kanyon's down, so there's no pinfalls in WCW's version. I forgot that's WWE's.
Yep.
But Bill's not good at no submission holds. He tries.
He doesn't know no.
He tries a choke.
He doesn't even know what a headlock is.
So he tries a choke. He's not any good at it. It looks ugly, but Bam Bam breaks it up. So, now that submission is broken up, we cut camera shots. Bret Hart has DDP in the ring post figure 4.
Yeah.
And Paige gives up. Brett is now eligible to challenge once again. So that's how we finish the match and get Brett back into the title picture.
So just to make sure I'm clear on this, he has a ring post figure 4.
Oh, you've never seen that?
I've seen the ring post figure 4. I'm trying to imagine it with the cage there.
Oh, so it's the ring where how the 2 rings butt up against each other?
Yeah.
So Paige will be like half mashed up into the cage while Brett is pulling his legs while they're on the ring post type of gimmick.
All right, yeah, that helps with the imagery. All right, got it.
But anyway, the point of the story is Brett is now eligible for
Paige for
the title again. But before we get to Halloween Havoc, I have bad news.
Oh Lord. Okay.
On the October 4th, 1999 episode of Monday Nitro, the tag team champions of Bret Hart and Chris Benoit have their Owen Hart Memorial exhibition match.
Got it.
And it doesn't matter that Bret Hart can challenge for the world title because he takes some time away from the company after this match. Because of his brother passing in the other company. And so Halloween Havoc is not Bret Hart challenging Diamond Dallas Page because Bret takes some time off. So what happened in real life to get off from this terrible topic?
Yeah, I was really trying to remember what we were building to because I was like, What's the weird? No, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently, the world's going to shit because Disco Inferno is the world cruiserweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
And retains against Lash LaRue.
Oh well, at least it's not the match I thought you were gonna say because he also defends against Jacqueline later.
Oh Lord. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that match.
And Medusa too, I think.
Yeah, he did defend against.
He was
Medusa.
basically wanting to be Andy Kaufman.
He was a misogynist. Was the joke.
Oh well, the joke is Andy Kaufman was the intergender world champion in Memphis.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Next up, World Tag Title match. Falls Count Anywhere triangle match. I really love doing these triangle matches. Harlem Heat win the titles from the Filthy Animals, which is Kidman and Conan this iteration. And the First Family, which is Knobs and Hugh Morris with Jimmy Hart. So Harlem Heat, new tag champions. It's basically the long and short of that sentence.
Before we get to my version, I'm going to interject and say when Brett steps away, him and Benoit vacate the tag titles.
I kind of assume so.
And we'll just keep that match as, but make it a winner gets the titles. So the First Family and...
So you're going to let the Legend of the Business vacant hold the championships in the meantime.
Yeah.
And then Harlem Heat.
For 20 days. For
20 days.
20 days vacant.
20-day reign. It's okay.
Yeah.
Vacant's used to it.
Yeah, but yeah, so First Family, Harlem Heat was the 13th.
Yep. First Family and Filthy Animals.
Filthy Animals, that's right. So Harlem Heat win the titles.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha. And then Eddie Guerrero defeats Perry Saturn by DQ because WCW's got a WCW. Then you got Brad Armstrong defeating Berlin with the wall. After that, you got the television title match. Rick Steiner defeats Chris Benoit to win the television title, which means at some point Benoit won the belt in the last pay-per-view and I missed it?
Mm-mm.
No. So it was over TV, Nitro, or Thunder. The total package with Miss Elizabeth, or just Elizabeth, not Miss anymore, I guess.
Right.
Defeats Bret Hart. WCW World Heavyweight Title match.
You're going to say that was a bad idea?
Yeah, terrible idea.
Just personally.
Yep, I'm just...
And that's why I'm giving Brett time off. Like they're like, oh, Brett, come to work. I'm like, nah, Brett, you figure out your stuff.
Like, Brett, your brother just died, but you don't need to be here. Let's see. World Heavyweight Title match. Sting defeats Hogan in 3 seconds. What the hell happened? Okay, whatever. After that 3-second crap with Hogan, there's a U.S. title match. Goldberg defeats Sid Vicious by referee decision. What in the world is going on? Goldberg's the new U.S. champion. That match went 7 minutes for the Goldberg fans out there that was keeping track with those numbers. Strap match with DDP defeating Ric Flair. DDP came out with Kimberly. And then World Heavyweight Title match. Goldberg defeats Sting in 3 minutes. Title change. Why do they do this?
So, that's not my main event.
God, thank you.
My Halloween Havoc main event will be Ric Flair standing up for the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, the excellence of execution, and he will look at Diamond Dallas Page and he'll say,
bang! No, close.
Flair will say, I see what you're doing here, and I can respect it. I was, and I will always be the dirtiest player in the game. So, since I am the dirtiest player in the game, I'm just going to tell you up front. I'm going to cheat.
I'm going to cheat. Not only am I going to cheat, I'm going to cheat at a high level.
He said, but you know what? I don't come alone to my fights. So, when me and you wrestle at Halloween Havoc, I want you to bring your boys. I want you to bring Bam Bam Bigelow, and I want you to bring Chris Kanyon. But you know what? I'm bringing Chris Benoit, and I'm bringing Dean Malenko.
There you go.
And my friend Rowdy Roddy Piper, he's said that your boys are going to be strapped to mine, and so the strap match is not a strap match. The match is Rick versus Page in the ring, but the straps are with the outsiders, the guys on the outside. So
the quarter men of both sides.
So Benoit will be tied to Bigelow, and Kanyon will be tied to Malenko. That way, it's not Chris tied to Chris. That way if you say-
Okay, yeah.
So
Chris
just,
the Chris, Chris the Chris.
Chris and Chris crisscross. You make you jump. So anyway, like I said, it's a unique take on a thing, and it keeps Chris in the mix of the stuff, and it keeps Piper going strong.
Yep.
Like I said, you give Brett that time away.
Yep.
You know what I want to see?
What?
I want to see what happens if you put Psycho Sid Vicious in the ring with Bill Goldberg.
Somebody gets hurt.
Well, probably, you know. Honestly, they might both get hurt. But I'm booking that match for Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
And I'm not just booking that match for Halloween Havoc. I am going full out crazy. So recently I rewatched Halloween Havoc 1991. It's bad. It's not good. I want it to be good. I loved it when I was growing up, but it's not good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back a match that should have never existed.
What?
I'm getting there. I'm bringing back the Halloween Havoc Chamber of Horrors match.
Why are you bringing that match back?
And I'm putting Bill Goldberg and Psycho Sid in it.
Why?
And I'm going to have...
Oh, I get it. You're trying to kill him.
Psycho Sid get electrocuted by Bill Goldberg because I'm going to extra send him crazy. And I just think it'd be funny because it's like these guys can't wrestle, so we'll put a thing in the middle of the ring that prevents them from actually doing anything. Like, they'll just have to, like, ram each other's heads into the cage or whatever.
That would reduce the workload, yeah.
And so this time, instead of being... You're going to love this. Instead of being a lever that keeps falling down and Cactus has to climb up and hold it while the refs tape it and the dumb cameraman looks right at it and I'm like, thank you, cameraman, for screwing this up. Worse than they already did. What we'll do is we'll make it a red button. That way that you press the red button.
Reduces the work that has to be done because they have to go, is this up or down?
Exactly. So you just press the red button. So Bill will strap in Sid and then press the red button on his way out and we'll do the firework gimmick and whatever just for... Like I said, you know, whatever. Yeah. It's trash. It's Trash City. Vince Russo's here. Let's do some trash up in this thing.
Why the fuck
Come on.
Oh,
well, anyway, that was fun, and like I said, it was trash. You know, why not? We'll keep booking the trash. But if you would like to read a story that isn't trash, I recommend that you go to the description of this video. There's a link to the Etsy store where you can buy Everlasting Survivors All Day Long, Volume 1. There's good pro wrestling up in here. Look at that. I mean, it's hard to find in this series, but yeah. So this is the 68-page graphic novel I wrote, and the whole reason why this channel exists is to promote it. So I'm so looking forward to the death of WCW now. Like I remember
fondly.
I don't like the bad things.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy remixing World Championship Wrestling here with you, good sir. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for helping. Yeah, well, it's a struggle.
Yeah. Take care, guys.